What we're doing today is called a Labor History Day, and it's designed for workers and student interns, worker mentors and student interns who are working together during the summer at a variety of workplaces in Eastern Connecticut. We have a number of different unionized workplaces and unions that have stepped up to the plate and said they are really interested in having a young person or young people come into their workplace for the summer and learn everything that there is to learn about that particular workplace, and also learn generally about what it means to be a professional worker and to be introduced to the opportunities and the career ladders that exist in their own community. And also what the program is designed to do is to give young people in the community an introduction to labor management relations right in their own community. For example, the City of New London, the City of Groton, Eastern Connecticut State University, and the town of Montville, all of which are participating in this labor management collaborative student internship union mentoring program during the course of the summer. So today what we've done is we've taken the union mentors and the student interns out of their workplace for a day and brought them to the Wyndham History and Textile Museum so that they could have a day-long introduction to labor history, and they could learn about the plight of workers in the past, and they can have an appreciation for how far folks have come from the past to the present, and can have a little bit of understanding about the history that went into the making of unions today.
I was asked a couple of years ago to be a mentor, and this is my second year now, working with young people to try to share with them what I've experienced in my life as a union worker and also a non-union, what the difference is between the two. From there, I just try to give them as much encouragement as possible and try to give them a path to travel as they're looking for a job in the future. This is a union story. I have people that come to me that I represent.
The internship program that I'm involved in gives people that have been doing their job for a lot of years to help me to develop and gain knowledge about things that I don't know, and show me what it is to really be in the workforce and be part of a union. I think that connected with what we did today because it gives us a lot of knowledge what people had to go through in the union for us to be where we're at today.
Aside, they were told that they made 50 cents. There are a number of different elements to the Labor History Day. First, we just do some general introductions, and we try to get an idea of how much the young people have already learned about the union in their workplace.
My name is Manny Martinez. I go to NFA and I work for the building department, town of Montville, building union.
Okay, all right, well, Dave. Okay, Kelsey.
My name is Kelsey Reeves. I go to Grosso Tech in Groton, and I work for the City of Groton Inspired Treatment Plant. I think it's the United Steelworkers Union.
What we're finding is that there are a number of young people who are participating who have not yet learned the specifics about the union and the labor management relationships in their own workplace, and so part of the day is designed to bring that out. We also introduce them to some worker struggle scenarios, both from the present and the past. They learn about the history of they're introduced to the history of the mills here in Willilmantic, but what we try to emphasize is that that is just an example of worker history in the entire region and actually in the entire country. So they get a taste of history, and after they've had a taste of history and they get a tour of the mill and of the museum so that they learn a little bit more about history and the plight of workers, particularly at the turn of the century, from the 1800s into the early to mid 1900s. But then after they've learned this history, we give them a chance to do a role play experience where we ask them to step back in time and imagine that they were 13-year-old farm girls who were working in a mill at the turn of the century in an industrial city in New England. And we'll see how that goes and see whether or not they try to exercise their voice collectively, which they've learned about through watching film and hearing presentations, or whether they just fold when the boss speeds up the assembly line. And then we wrap up the day with talking about labor unions in the present, and we give some of the mentors who are actively involved in their union an opportunity to talk about present day experiences and present day struggles. And the idea is to try to start with the past and then bring the young people and their mentors up to the present.
It's okay as long as it's fair. I mean, there does be that element of fairness in there. You want to be fair to your employer because, you know, they need to make a profit to continue to pay you good wages, but you know, it's when they cross that line it becomes unfair, when they keep driving harder and harder and more, faster and faster. That's the balance.
Well, today's program was real helpful to the young people, I feel, as it gives them a little bit of history of what it was like in the past to work under sometimes terrible and horrible conditions, and what they have now, what they're exposed to now.
I think the favorite part was watching the video and getting a lot of knowledge of what they had to go through and things they had to do to get where we are, because if they didn't go through all that, we probably would still be in factories making 10 cents an hour.
Verbal abuse, sexual harassment, and unsafe exposure to pesticides.
My favorite part was probably when we went to go work in the factory, because I mean, obviously we treated it as a joke, but it really did have meaning to it. Like, people used to be like harassed like that daily, and they showed us that it still happens today in certain parts of the world. So I think it's a good lesson learned.